All right. All right. Shalom. Hold on. Shalom. Hold on. Shalom. I want to give all praise to Yahweh Shemi Al Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the Akim out there, spreading this truth like wildfire. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners who look like the other nations, but the Spirit bears witness that they're the children. But the Spirit bears witness with our spirit that they're the children of Yahweh Shemi Al Shai. And shalom to the real sisters out there. Shout out to all of y'all. You know, yeah. Hey, today I'm gonna be a hearty shalom all y'all. You know what I'm saying? Meaning peace be unto you for those that don't know what that means. All right, so today I want to go into basically a continuation of the last video. The Esau, these devils wanna push us to the edge. And they want to push our people, all of us. If they could get the elect, they would, as well. They want to push our people, to the edge. They want to get our people to act carnally, and you could see that, with these devils, man. With these devils basically putting the pressure on you tribes, man. These devils increasing those incidents of police brutality, man. You can see it, those incidences of police brutality, jumps way up, during and after the Derek Chauvin trial, which, there's a reason for that. Even though these devils locked up Derek Chauvin, what they do after, remind you that in their eyes, you still a nigga. That's what they did. They shot 6 shootings in 24 hours since that happened. We not ignorant of Satan's devices. These devils they're trying to provoke you jakes to get carnal. And with 2/3, it's gonna work. 2/3 of y'all are gonna get carnal. Because y'all don't have that wisdom to trust in the Most High Yahweh, right? And also, thinking of the numbers that they use, 24 2 is 4, 6 shootings, is 6, so it's like 6 and it's 6, 2 6s, right? 2 6s, so hey, the devil's in the details, man. You gotta pay attention to details like that. Satan's devices, even how I use them, the different devices of this devil, and how he uses them, psyops and shit, numerology, psyops, these different enchantments that they will try to cast on y'all, and this is one of his enchantments, man. One of many. We are not ignorant of Satan's devices. I didn't really do the last video too good because I've been going through afflictions. Been catching hell, and so I kind of I brought out 2 Corinthians verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Like, we're not ignorant that this devil is trying to provoke you jakes, trying to provoke you niggas to riot, just like in 70 AD, man. Just like in 66 AD leading up to 70 AD, you had the Jerusalem riots. And the reason why you had those riots is because Esau, who was calling themselves the Greeks and Romans, was constantly provoking you jakes, just like today. Just like today, nothing new under the sun. You know, they're provoking you, Jakes, to make the first move, and y'all did. You know, y'all got carnal, thinking that you could take down these devils, man. But you know, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. You know, yeah, the weapons of our warfare, you know, they're not carnal. Not even King David trusted in his bow. All right, so let me get another precept in oh, I was gonna get the deceitful man has many trades, man. Quit letting this deceitful man in. This devil. Esau has many ways to basically Ecclesiasticus 11:29. Bring not every man into thine house, for the deceitful man has many trains. There you go, trades. But deceitful man has many trains, you know, meaning, you know, these devils, you know, talking about these devils, they have many different ways of deceiving you, you know. They have many different ways of fucking you over, stabbing you in the back, you know, setting you up. And this is one of their ways, you know. They use psyops. You know. They they uh they use psyops, and they're using it to get you mad, you know. They use enchantments. They use enchantments, man. You know, that's why in Isaiah 47 verse 12, I'm gonna get this other one scripture where it talk about, you know, no enchantments against Jacob, but that applied to the elect on the side. Who, you know, the elect, you know, truly, you need to really look at it, the elect are really the only Israelites on this side. If you really look at it, because you know, the 2/3, like they're like heathens. Since the 2/3 are like heathens, the elect are the only actual Israelites on the side, man. So even though we are people like as the sand of the sea, like even though, you know, even though if you really look at it, you know, we're not that much in number, you know, because the elect is not that much in number. You know, 1/3 of the sand of the sea is a lot of people, you know. It's not as much, you know, it's 1/3. And 144K out of that is even smaller number. You know. We are truly worms, you know. We don't have no might in our hands on this side, you know. That's why it's, hey, fear not thou worm, oh thou worm, Jacob, it's written. Another precept. Let me bring out Isaiah 47:12. Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be that thou mayest prevail, you know. these enchantments, you know, and the multitude of their sorceries, you know, that they have labored from their youth, you know. Many trains, right? This deceitful man, Esau Edom, got many trains, and he trusts in them. So the Most High Yahweh is basically mocking him here. Like, hey, all right, trust in your enchantments, then. It's basically mocking them, you know. Basically like that, because bringing out yeah, and bring out another one. Then no enchantment against Jacob. There you go. No enchantment against Jacob. All right. Yeah, Numbers 23 and 23. You know, which H. Keep in mind that the elect are the true Israelites on this side. You know, they're the actual Israelites on this side. Numbers 23 and 23. Surely there is no enchantment against Jacob, neither is there any divination against Israel. According to this time, it shall be said of Jacob and of Israel, what had Yahweh wrought, because they ain't gonna be able to come against us, They ain't gonna be able to try to take our people down, you know what I'm saying? Like let me rephrase that. Well, actually, they're not going to be able to take our people out completely because the elect is going to be preserved because they're not deceived by these enchantments that Esau is putting out through in the media, and media goes into that too, because media is basically the singular form of the word. There's medium, and then there's media. It's just a different form of the word. I believe a medium is like you look at the Latin language where it comes from. Medium is like singular. Just like you have the word bacteria. Singular for bacteria is bacterium. So medium is singular. And media is like the plural. You could see the connection. They push out their enchantments through the media. And through Hollywood. What is Hollywood? Yeah, the plural of the sense of medium is media. Yep. We gather data from a variety of media. However, when referring to communication channels, we also use media as a master noun. That's why we say the media when talking about TV, radio, and news sources. But that's multiple forms. That's multiple mediums, That's like multiple mediums, but in Latin, the plural would be media, And a media or a medium, that's let me get it. That's media. Let me get it. Get that definition for it, and then look up definition for media. Yeah, there's a definition for media, and then there's a definition for medium. Like which is singular. Late 19th, the medium medium, basically go to witchcraft, a person claiming to be in contact with the spirits of the dead and to communicate between the dead and the living. That is a medium. So in other words, a witch, clairvoyant, right? So goes into that, as well as it goes kind of into that, that's how they could push out their witchcraft, through the media. Late 16th century original denoting, this is where it come from. This is where it come from, originally denoting something intermediate in nature or degree, from Latin literally middle medius, basically it means it go back to middle, but basically that's how they push out they witchcraft through media and through Hollywood. Hollywood, which comes from Hollywood, which is the type of wood that these witches will use, man. Hollywood, 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 hollow wood, hollow wood. Yeah, Hollywood. That was that. That's a type of tree they used. Hollywood. Was yeah. Let me get it. Yeah, Hollywood tree wand. Yup, con. Yup. They used for that. So they're using Hollywood in the media to enchant you, and the enchantments that they are trying to put on our people is basically get them to fucking rise up, get them to rise up, pick up Esau's blessing, pick up the sword, and try to use Esau's blessing against Esau. That's the enchantment. That's the enchantment of I mean, that's the enchantments that they're trying to put, you know what I'm saying? On you tribes, and since you tribes, man, you 2/3. Since you 2/3 are basically, y'all are heathens on this side. Y'all are falling for these enchantments. And y'all gonna do it. Y'all gonna rise up. Y'all gonna rise up. Like 66 AD when you had the Jerusalem riots. Except it's also gonna include Northern Kingdom too. I could see it happening very soon. With the increased cop shootings and shit. I could see these riots happening like very soon, happening pronto, and hold on, hey, you could sense that type of energy out there too. The tensions between Esau and Jacob is this real. They're real. They're real. What you call it? They're real. High. They're real high. They're real thick. You could slice the air. You know the saying, right? It goes somewhere, something like that. And it's not. I'm roughly paraphrasing it. I actually know how it go. I know that it's something along those lines. So Yeah, just like back during the Jerusalem riots of 66 AD, which led to 70 AD. It's the same shit happening all over again. First, the first Judite Roman war, it started on in 66 AD, the Jerusalem riots. That was actually, that was actually like a race war, between the Roman Edomites and and mainly the tribe of Judah. 66 AD was a great. They say Jewish, but we know, they were the real Jews, man. In 66 AD, that was the real Jews. That was rising up against the Roman Edomites, and yeah, hold on. The Great Revolt was the first major rebellion of the Judite people. That's what I'm gonna place when I say Jewish. I'm gonna place with Judite because we know because it was actually Judites that was rebelling. Not these 1948ers. Yeah, it's the first major rebellion of the Judite. See, Subtone calls that. Against the Roman occupation of Judea. Sometimes you'll misspeak. But yeah. Anyways, yeah. It lasted from 66 to 70 AD and resulted in probably hundreds of thousands of lost lives. Most of the knowledge we have of the conflict comes from the Roman Judite scholar Titus Flavius Josephus, who first fought in a revolt against the Romans, but was then kept by future Emperor Vespasian as a slave and interpreter. Josephus was later freed and granted Roman citizenship, writing several important histories on the Judites. And he got on looking like so-called white man here, but we know. They got him looking like a 1948er. And we know that we know the truth, We know the truth about that. Yeah, why did the revolt happen? The Romans had been occupying Judea since 63 BC. Tensions with the occupied Judite community fomented due to the Roman collection of punitive taxes and religious persecution. This included the Emperor Caligula's demand in 39 AD that his own statue be placed in every temple of the empire. Furthermore, the empire assumed the role of appointing the high priest of the Judite. No. Hold on. There had been rebellious groups among the Judites. Yeah. For many years, Judite tensions under increasing subjugation by the empire came into a head when Nero plundered the Judite temple of its treasury in 66 AD. Judites rioted when Nero's appointed governor Florus seized large amounts of silver from the temple. According to Josephus, the two main causes of the revolt were the cruelty and corruption of the Roman leaders and Judite religious, they say religious nationalism, they say, but it's just Judite, well, I don't read it verbatim, Judite religious nationalism with the aim of freeing the Holy Land from earthly powers. Hold on. However, other key causes were impoverishment of the Judite peasantry, who were just as angry with the corrupt priesthood class as they were with the Romans, and religious tensions between the Judites and the more favored Greek residents of Judea. You know, and that them Greeks, them Hellenized that was also living in the land as well. You know, because there's no new thing under the sun. You know, they promoted them over the Judites that kept their heritage, and also, you know, a lot of them. I'll say this: a lot of them, you know, may have also been speckled birds as well. You know, but I'm gonna be back. Got to take care of some. Salakia for that. Salakia. Whoever watch it, but Esau fucking with the lot of views. Could be. Alright, Shalom, I'm back. Alright, so basically, these devils, man. Let me get to it. Basically, that's what they're trying to do again, Oh, where I was at Salakia. I was actually at hold on. I was actually going in on the Roman what should we be bracing ourselves for the beginning of sorrows? Brother posted it. Oh, the brother sent a link. Hey, this is the beginning of sorrows, man. Matthew 24:7. Matthew 24:7. For nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. Verse 8, all these are the beginning of sorrows. Yep, come on. The beginning of sorrows, reaching that point, another time of lamentations, man. Like 66 to 70 AD to 73 AD. Victories and defeats after Florus plundered the temple. Judite forces defeated the Roman garrison station in Jerusalem, and then defeated a larger force sent in from Syria. Yet the Romans returned under the leadership of General Vespasian, and with the 60,000 strong army, they killed or enslaved as many as they murdered or enslaved as many as 100,000 Judites in Galilee, and set their sights on the stronghold of Jerusalem. Infighting among the Judites facilitated the Roman siege of Jerusalem, which resulted in a drawn-out stalemate with the Jews stuck inside and the Romans unable to scale the city walls. By 70 AD, Vespasian, I don't say Jews because, Jews come from Judite, By 70 AD, Vespasian had returned to Rome to become emperor, as predicted by Josephus, leaving his son Titus in command of the army in Jerusalem. Under Titus, the Romans, with the help of other regional armies, broke through Jerusalem's defenses, ransacked the city, and burned the second temple. All that remained of the temple was one outer wall, which that's BS because all the stones was thrown down. So that western wall, was actually, wasn't a part of the temple. When you look into it. Estimates of Judite deaths in the 3 years of the. Oh, let me read the subtitle of this because it's kind of like goes in with what they're saying about us. It says tragedy, religious extremism, and reflection. So religious extremism, what they calling us, BIE, Black Identity Extremists. So links right up. They also they say that we're a religious cult. That's what they say. And cult just means to worship, but they use it in the way that the word sect is used. Sect is like sect is basically where you get the word section, I believe. Yeah, meaning a part. A small sect. Sect of the Nazarenes, right? estimates of Judite deaths. I mean, so none new under the sun, right? But yeah, estimates of Judite deaths in the 3 years of the Great Revolt are generally in the hundreds of thousands and even as high as 1 million, though there are no reliable numbers. Hold on. The Great Revolt and the Bar Kokhba Revolt, which took place 60 years later, are considered the greatest tragedies to befall the Judite people. You know, and they're gonna like try to link up the 1948ers to the real Jews, which they're not linked up. And what it should really say are the greatest tragedies to befall the Judite people before the real genocide. The real the Holocaust of so-called black people in America and around the world, not just here. But a lot of it did happen here. And that's just talking about the southern tribes. And the tribes and all that, the tribes are not there, are not in the land still. So they're going off, talking about the tribes that are in the land. hmm And basically, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Many Judite leaders at that time were opposed to revolt and thought a rebellion was justified. Success was, and though rebellion was justified, success was not realistic when faced with the might of the Roman Empire because, they're the Edomites, they had the sword. Part of the blame for the 3 year tragedy of the Great Revolt is placed with the zealots whose fanatical idealism made their name synonymous with ideological extremism. And kind basically, beliefs that are seen as extreme like, by everybody else. Yeah, they was going off too because they was wanting to get carnal instead of wait on the Most High. Yahweh was sending his son Yahweh Shai back. And instead of doing what Yahweh Shai had suggested, when you see Jerusalem compassed with armies, fleeing to the mountains, that ended up happening. They ended up taking heed though. They ended up fleeing to the mountains, into the mountains of North Africa and other parts of Africa and to the wilderness. A lot of them, fled into Africa because the real Jews, they look like Hamites, which are the indigenous Africans. They're compared to Hamites in appearance, all over. You have Moses. Moses, he was able to live in the house of the Egyptians. Grow up as one of them and everything. And Joseph, he was up in the house of the Egyptians, and they not recognize him. They not like differentiate him from the Egyptians. And even though the Israelites and Egyptians, whenever they went back to the land of Canaan, which became the land of Israel, to bury Jacob, the man Jacob, they basically, the Canaanites described them as the great mourning of the Egyptians. They didn't say the great mourning of the Egyptians and the Israelites. I saw him from far off and said, it's a bunch of Egyptians coming to mourn because, our people looked like the Egyptians, as well as the Ethiopians. Amos 9 and 7 says, ye are ye not as children of the Ethiopians unto me, children of Israel. For roughly paraphrasing it. And the Ethiopians, we all know, they're so-called black, they're so-called black. They're melanated. They're heavily melanated. So it shows you. And the Egyptians and Ethiopians being both described to have woolly hair and shit, and burnt skin. Ethiops actually means burnt skin. And the Egyptians was described like to have like burnt skin too and shit. So, yeah, the truth is all there, truth is all there, but truth being coming out, but Esau, he wants to downplay it. And many hold on. But yeah, the stage is set for 66 to 73 AD with the worst of it happening in 70 AD. That's the most well-known event, the siege of Jerusalem and all that. The sequel basically is coming. Is about to come out, It's being prepared right now, So, we in the land of our enemies now. We in these hoods and barrios and ghettos and other areas where it's it's basically the hood. Basically like the hood, the body of the ghetto, being oppressed, being put through hell, and they're putting more and more hell on our people, and it's becoming more apparent to our people. It's becoming more apparent. It's starting to sink in that, marching, like they're getting that part right. That marching, pleading with these devils, begging them for crumbs from the table, crumbs of justice, right? Begging them, to basically, avenge some of their adversaries, right? It's becoming more apparent to our people that now, like, we need to start like demanding, like, well, that don't work. So what's the next solution? The next solution for our people would be, to just start a uprising, and you've seen it with the riots, even though a lot of them was funded. It was funded at the top from George Soros. It's just these devils, basically trying to play both sides and shit. You're actually gonna have a real uprising of of so-called black people, Latinos, and Native Americans, and even a lot of Israelite foreigners, even a lot of speckled birds. They're gonna join in as well. Because at deep down, they're Jakes as well. Even though they look like Esau, Edom, and maybe at the beginning you're gonna have them, a lot of them, or not in other nations too, and maybe at the beginning they're gonna think that that's the side they should be on, but they're gonna switch soon. Yeah, they're gonna switch soon. To be on this side of their true nationality, basically. Could yeah, you could already. I mean, I could see that happening because it's gonna fuck with their conscience. It's gonna fuck with their spirit. To be sided with someone who's clearly unjust. A lot of these in the police, these police jakes, these Israelites, so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, and Israelite foreigners that be like under the speckled bird, that be in the police departments and shit. You know, they're gonna be like, fuck this, you know, fuck this. Like, these are like people that I grew up with, that I'm shooting down, man. You know, they're gonna, and they know, you know, they're in the police departments, and you know, hey, you know, uh, uh, uh me Israelite, you know, in the police and shit, you know, in the Roman centurions, right? You know, it's a hey, they catch hell, you know, they catch hell, which is why they try they try to do their best to please Esau, the so-called white man, because they catch hell from Esau, you know, because these police departments are run by so-called white supremacists, and you know, at the top by our Freemasons, you know, Fraternal Order of Police. That's a Masonic organization, you know. So they're gonna end up turning, you know, they're gonna end up turning on these Edomite cops. And so it's really gonna be nation against nation out here, you know. And Esau, you know, he's setting the stage. He's getting the people riled up, getting our people riled up, you know, to getting them, you know, pushing them to the brink to where our people are just like fuck it, and they do some shit like off of American Skin, that movie that came out earlier this year. There's two of them. One came out in 2019, and one that came out this year. You know, I believe something like that. You know, it's really about to go down, because you have you know, and they know that's why they put it out there. They know what they're doing. You know, they're gonna cause an uprising so that they can come down with great wrath. You know, they can come down with great wrath. You know, send in the martial law troops, send in the shock troops, man. Because if even the National Guard troops that they send first is not going to be able to stop it. And you have our people among the National Guard. You know, you have our people among the National Guard. You know, a lot of our people, so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, and Israelite, that be like a speckled bird, you know, looking like the mother nation. A lot of our people, you know, they also, you know, in the military, and that they're also in the National Guard, you know. So, you know, our people are you're gonna have a military jakes, you know, just be like, nah, fuck that. We ain't about to fight on the side of the enemy and shit. We ain't gonna obey those unconstitutional orders and shit. You know, which, you know, because you know, you have some that really believe in that. You also have some that is gonna fuck with their conscience to be shooting down their own brothers and shit for Esau. You even gonna have that. All right, so getting back into it. Hold on, getting a fucking interruption. Scam likely declined. Call someone else. All right, so basically, you know, yeah, these devils about to come down with great wrath, and they setting the stage, you know. You know, great wrath, the wrath of of great wrath of a wrath, the wrath of a great multitude is kindled against you, says in Ezra as well. Lining up with this precept. Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them, bones, the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devils come down unto you, having great wrath, because he know that he had but a short time. So there you go. So that's why these devils are trying to trigger you, Jakes. You know. Then you have you get something else. He's all putting the pressure. He saw maybe asking you wear a mask outdoors and shit. These Edomites. Alright, so I'm still on here. Yeah, but send me outside. What the fuck? Actors money for Pro Jab TV. Alright, pause it. Afflictions are way too much. Oh. Alright, Shalom, Shalom. Yeah, the afflictions that I'm having, they get worse and worse. So I'm just gonna have to go some other time, go live some other time. They're fucking with me. The afflictions are fucking with me heavy. They're very painful, very painful. All right, Shalom, Shalom. Stay strong. So, hey, until next time, Shalom. Stay strong, hopeful, elect. Um, Men and women out there, stay strong. Almost out of here. We're almost out of here. Shalom, Esau, you're going down for real. Just like that song. You're going down for real. Never gonna rise back up. You know, yo, with the screw, heathens never have power again. You know, y'all through as well. Be under us. All right. So yeah, stay strong. Shalom. Till next time, through the next time, shalom. And Yasharala forever.